1 second, we're gonna have some audio issues here while I figure out what's going on with this. You should not be coming out of there. There we go. Sorry, my headset mic is not great. So we are going to be loading up. I'm not going to load up this autosave. I'm going to load up this. We're going to be doing a new game plus, so to speak. We're starting up hard mode. We're going to be starting with chapter 1, and we'll just be continuing from chapter 1 throughout the whole game. I'll be trying to pick up all of the side quests and doing all the secrets and things like that. I'm very curious about this game because while I was writing a wee bit of a rant about it, as one does, I think I've figured out exactly what's going on with the game. So I'm gonna go to chapter select. Is there DLC that I don't? Is there free DLC that I'm supposed to have? This is the problem with these new games, is they come up with this free DLC bullshit. So we're going to be playing on hard mode, and we'll just be starting up a new game. So hopefully I have appropriate sound. I guess I could check. This is so quiet. This is so quiet. Sorry, I should be paying a little bit closer attention. So I have some pet theories that I'm going to be checking out with this. There will be spoilers throughout this. I'll try to minimize the number of spoilers that I do, but I'll be calling attention to certain details as I go through for my own sake, which potentially will cause problems. Takako. That's a great name. I really wish that I had a better camera. This is why I don't stream on the PlayStation anymore. Just want to confirm that my sound settings are appropriate. mumble, mumble, mumble. I have to turn the volume up for the sound effects.
Get down here, Merc.
We had to set the audio settings really weird to deal with certain things. So let's fix that. There was a lot of background audio when we were playing through it because we had to have multiple fans running simultaneously. It made it hard to understand people. So we had to have the volume unreasonably high, but that also meant that everything else was just painful. I'm going to actually tinker with my materia a bit, because this is all not set up very well. I do have magnify, haste, which I probably want. This is fine for now. Do I need the HP up materia? Probably not. So what does parry do? Okay, parry is the move that guy was doing. So we're gonna attach parry for now. This is the mechanic that I was missing in my previous playthrough. My previous playthrough I went completely blind. This time I'm not quite completely blind, but I still haven't done that much. But I did watch a video of someone fighting the final boss with a party of frogs, which was just hilarious. But that's basically the only thing that I've seen. Let's see here. How do we provoke? The material that I want is...
Halt!
Moving right along.
Who goes there? You're up. You're coming with us.
Now, I'm not going to be...
easy.
Don't think so.
I'm very good at this.
That'll do. Not bad.
Oh, nice. Thanks for the 2 years, M-Man. Also, I have my phone up, so it'll actually tell me these things. That is amazing. Thanks a lot, M-Man, for the support. Sorry I haven't been making too much content lately. I've been spending pretty much all of my free time with my wife. My free time. I've been spending all of my time with my wife because we're in the same house together all the time now. Let's see here. I'm going to be... I need to do something. Yes, there's another thing that I needed to change, which someone mentioned in a review I watched. It was... There we go. Is that it? Yeah, we're pretty safe here. I've been a little annoyed because the government dropped the ball a little bit. But it doesn't look like
Have fun.
them dropping the ball has sort of seeped out into the general populace.
Freeze! Move
But
and we shoot!
Go ahead.
it does make me sad that, like, the people who are affected, which is largely foreign workers living in dormitories here, are having a rough time because the government just didn't do a good enough job of recognizing that those people were going to be at risk. But it's, in terms of general population, things are going pretty smooth here. My wife's working still, though it's gonna be a bit disruptive because they're just gonna be
Can't get surrounded.
putting the June holidays forward a bit. Oh right, I have 3 January visitors. So what is the button range for? So that's parry.
It's over.
So pressing X
Anytime now.
when I'm holding this will lead to a parry. So let's see what that does. Let's find that.
See ya. Let's go.
Yeah, there's a lot of big problems going on right now, and it's like, you know, a lot of people want to go to work because the alternative is starving to death. You know, like, people need to have money. They don't need to have work, but they do need to have money. Like, and I don't think that America in particular, but there are probably several countries that are having similar problems, has completely dropped the ball in terms of actually allowing the quarantine and distancing measures to be effective and allowing people to actually, like, be taken care of sufficiently that you can actually have everything work. And it's
So what's Soldier
very
Boy's deal?
unfortunate.
Is he one of us now? He's got
I'll
balls,
definitely
this,
be one of you.
What was his name again?
Cloud Strife.
Right.
And he isn't a soldier anymore. Still, he's a professional, unlike the rest of us. I'm glad to have him.
This is a one-time gig.
You and me, Biggs, we got
When
this.
it's done, we're done.
Really enjoy the look.
Real short
Enjoy to look at, too.
There you go.
Looks are what people notice first.
I'm totally
Guess
going
I'm
to
not
stick
on the
with
same
it.
page as people.
I'd say you're not even reading the same book.
Enough. We're done here.
Or even the same...
Give it a rest.
So I am going to be trying to listen to all the background dialogue, all the side stuff. I didn't see all of that kind of stuff the first time. And I'm going to try to get through as much of the sort of lore stuff as possible. One thing that I've been streaming for how long? I have never gotten used to looking at the camera, not at myself. I am up here. This is where you all are, but I'm looking at me because I'm a person and I can see me, but I can't see you. I mean, this is kind of personified. It's got like 2 eyes. It's kind of like a person. At some point I'm going to get used to this. Though, to be fair, usually my camera is on the upper right side of my monitor, so I do have that justification as well. But yeah, I did play through the game with my wife. That's where I've been. I've been playing Persona 5 Royal. I've been playing this for the last couple of weeks. And so we're now on hard mode, which doesn't unlock until you have beaten the game the first time. So this is kind of new game plus hard mode. So I am curious to see if they're able to pull off what they intended. But yeah, I'm curious to see if they do a better job with the next one than this one. And I'm not going to give too many spoilers, but I suspect that this game is not the game that they had originally intended to make, and there's some pretty major plot holes in it, as well as a lack of agency for the player and the characters that I think is kind of undermines the fundamental plot, if that makes sense, which is a problem. And by the fundamental plot, I don't mean the things that they are inheriting. I mean the new things that they created. I think they undermine that plot with some of the stuff. But I think I know why it is that stuff's undermined. And part of what I'm looking for as I go through here is going to be evidence that a lot of what's wrong with this is actually because the original design intent was never finished. And so you have a lot of scenes that are not meant to go together, but which are going together anyway, that are being slammed together because they don't belong together. There are certain areas in this, there's multiple areas that don't really make a lot of sense, and my thinking is that those areas were never intended to be in the place that they are in the plot, if that makes any sense. It makes no sense whatsoever because nobody has any idea what I'm talking about, but I'm making a video about it eventually. We'll get there.
Right, Cloud?
I will keep all y'all safe. Yeah, I don't actually have a problem with the changes that they made to the plot. I think that they did really good with some of them. I think some of the changes they did a really good job of, but other changes feel... So first of all, the pacing in this is going to be really slow and kind of bad. The pacing of the plot doesn't work very well. And there's a variety of reasons for that. But that's okay. The biggest problem that I have is that I actually don't think they go far enough. In some ways, the ending was disappointing to me because I was not expecting the ending to actually be the ending, if that makes any sense. The way that the ending played out, to me, felt like a cop-out, and I didn't feel like... I felt like the way that the ending played out, I, as the player, and the characters as characters, did not earn any of the things that are different and new, that are like I don't feel like we ever won a victory, and I feel like that's a problem. But that's something that I'll be talking about in the video that I make. I'm not going to talk about it too much here because this is way there's no way to talk about it without spoiling what I'm talking about generally. So I'll wait until I'm further in the game when I can talk about that kind of stuff a bit more freely. So one second. In 2,450 years. Well, we've already... So the thing about that is that there are the victory that we have at the end of the game does not feel like it actually had the effect that it kind of has. And I think that the reason that the early games feel so stretched is that the early game has redundant additions that are not meant to be done sequentially. They're meant to be done very far apart from each other. So it feels like it drags on because you have the content from multiple different parts of the game put into one part of the game. You know what? Fuck it. There's going to have to be at least some degrees of spoilers. I was expecting this game to have a New Game Plus the exact same way that Chrono Trigger does. I was expecting this game to have a Chrono Trigger New Game Plus. I knew where the plot was going from about the halfway point in the game. The ending of this felt like a cop-out to me because the pacing was bad. Certain sections, like Sector 7, didn't make any sense. Like, some of this stuff was just like... It doesn't make any sense. And then But if you think about it from the perspective of if we had gone to the end and then there was a new game plus where you can freely tinker with what you do and you have actual agency, if you have agency in what happens, and you can lead it like Chrono Trigger does to different endings depending on what you decide to do, and you have some endings that are just kind of dead end, like silly endings, and you have other endings that actually transition into like further on, and you can even just have one canon ending even, which you can proceed to with a lot of like silly false starts along the way. That would work really well, and I think that's what they originally intended, because if you look at the pacing, particularly around the pillar section, the pillar section has a ton of redundancies, and it has such a long time frame for a period where you're supposed to be in a rush, that to me, I don't think you're supposed to do all that stuff in sequence. I think on your first playthrough, you're supposed to go through one of those sections. On your second playthrough, you're supposed to go through a different section entirely, because the events that precede it are different, and that you're supposed to get different content on your second playthrough. That's my interpretation of where they were originally going with this, because there are too many things that they did well to justify some of the things that don't make any sense. Like, there's a problem with conservation of mass in
Nobody
in
do
this
something
game.
this crazy just for money. They may not think you're a true believer, but you know what I think?
Not interested.
Not interested. Cloud's like, you know what, dude, I don't know what you were saying. You're going on some ramble about time travel and Chrono Trigger and all this random shit. Look, I don't give a shit. Let me murder something. Murdering is what I do.
You better be worth the money, Merc. Every last gil.
That's a great idea. We should take this conversation to Discord. I do apologize. I was trying to avoid doing spoilers in here, but it's hard. I can't talk to any of my friends about this because none of them have played it yet.
Get him, boy!
Get a boy. Worst part is I can't even talk to my wife about it because
Guess
while
you're
she's
first.
seen this, she has not seen the other one. She hasn't seen the original.
Let's do this. Get ready. Was
And
never in doubt.
for anyone who actually plays this game well and knows how things are supposed to be done, on my first playthrough, I definitely did not really learn the systems too well. I am going to be playing pretty badly. I'm going to be playing even worse because I'm live, which makes me infinitely worse anyway. But generally, I didn't really learn the systems too well when I first started it. I didn't actually equip the parry materia because I didn't really pay that much attention to the passives. So the parry materia might become really important because I never really used the guard mechanic much, and now we're gonna have to. I assume. I might actually not need to worry too much about anything.
This way.
Yeah, the materia
Not so
systems
fast. We've got company.
felt a little like it felt a little redundant, honestly. Like it felt antiquated a little bit.
Job's a job.
In the sense that like I often found myself in a position where the materia system just felt like a way for them to
Let's finish.
kind of screw you over,
That's that.
because a lot of the fighting for most of the main fights, it's pretty. Now bear in mind, again, I didn't learn this combat system too well, but pretty much the fighting system here seems to be kind of like paper rock scissors, where you're just building up energy to use on the appropriate thinger to kill the enemies. So you're basically looking to counter whatever thing they need. The issue is that with the materia system, you could just not have that. You could not have the appropriate stuff equipped, and if you don't have the appropriate materia equipped, you're just kind of fucked because things tend to take pretty much no damage at all from things that aren't on the list. So I felt kind of punished trying to build I was trying to build Tifa as just like a pure melee brawler, and it occasionally worked, but it very often you run into fights where it's just.
But I hear they make good guard dogs too.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Bet you've seen a few reactors.
Yeah.
So
I've seen
how
all
do
the
we get to the
reactors.
bridge above Mako storage? Ain't holding out on me, are you? Stamp scared to bite the hand that fed him? Or is he a loyal little doggy? Have it your way, Mutt. We can do this with you, or we can do this without you.
Different reactor, different layout. Depends when it was built. Never seen one like this, but I'll manage.
Oh shit. I need to plug this sucker in. Yeah, them crotch shots. Alright, so one problem with this camera is that it's right at crotch level, so everyone gets to enjoy that.
I'm watching you.
I'm watching you, Merc.
Don't you worry. Biggs will have the door open soon. Don't you worry. Biggs will have the door open soon.
Will we though? We could just wait here for 2 hours and he'll never have the door open until I talk to him.
Damn, I'm good.
Good job, Biggs.
Who's there? Door! Well, wait! It's over!
That's my line.
Guys, do you see that sword?
He's alone! We can take it! Make it rain!
I will say that hard mode on New Game Plus is way easier than I was
He
expecting.
always knows just what to say.
Cut it out!
I tried starting a new game on hard, but you can't actually start a new game on hard. So you have to do New Game Plus, which means hard mode is really more like
I got this place
hell
covered.
mode than it is like an actual thing. Or is it called hell? No. Nightmare. Is it hell? Nightmare and then hell?
Simmer
That's
down,
the original
hotshot.
Diablo. Simmer your face, hotshot.
Well, what are you waiting for?
What do you mean? What am I? I'm waiting for Jesse. What do you mean? What am I waiting for?
I got this place covered.
Yeah. Okay, that's nice. And we're waiting for Jesse, so you can shut the hell up. You know, I was all on board with you for a second, but now you're just being a
It's a
dick.
good thing I know someone who can get us the passcodes. Pity no one else at command will talk to us, but what can you do? Then we're good.
I wish they had gone more in depth with
Careful
the
in there.
inner workings of Avalanche in this.
Well, what are you waiting for?
It's interesting. I thought that in the original, Avalanche was just the people that you meet, but weirdly enough, that's actually not the case. I actually started playing through the actual game again with my wife, and it turned out that she makes reference to people putting their lives on the line in order to get this information that are not in the room. So there is actually some sort of information network that they have access to. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. The rest of Avalanche is not really mentioned outside of that one throwaway line, as far as I can tell. But that one throwaway line implies that there's other people that we don't know about who are involved. I'd love to see the line in Japanese, actually, because hypothetically speaking, she could have been talking about either Wedge or Biggs, but the line is much more similar to the line she just gave there. That translation, that's much more similar to the actual line that was given. rather than, obviously without the follow-up of knowing the thing. But she doesn't say she knows someone who got her the passcodes. She said that people put their lives on the line to get this information or something along those lines. Super interesting.
It's only gonna get tighter, so be ready. We can't afford any more mistakes.
Looks like the elevator's on another floor. Mind pushing that button?
I don't know. It sounds like a lot of work. I'm a soldier, not an elevator repairman.
So, you know Tifa, right?
Nope,
it's
never
not
heard of
really
her.
my business, but are you guys close?
Our resident weirdo.
Cloud! Are you ignoring me?
Are you ignoring me?
Tifa and I.
You're such a tsundere.
These sewer rats appear to call themselves Avalanche, sir. We are currently investigating whether they belong to the same group that made the attempt on your life. Rest assured, our inquiries will not take much longer. This pump's sole purpose is to drain the planet dry. While you sleep, while you eat, while you shit, it's here sucking up Mako. It doesn't rest, and it doesn't care. You do realize what Mako is, don't you? Mako is the lifeblood of our world. The planet bleeds green like you and me bleed red. The hell you think's gonna happen when it's all gone, huh? Answer me! You gonna stand there and pretend you can't hear the planet crying out in pain? I know you can!
You really hear that?
Damn straight I do!
Get help.
Say that again!
I'd worry less about the planet and more about the next 5 seconds. Save the screaming for later.
Our lives are on the line now. You listening, Merc? One false move. And that happens.
Well, so much for having Cloud do all the fighting. There are some places a sword just can't reach. Just bear with him for me, would you?
Yeah.
Should have asked for more money.
Gonna throw your sword at him? Let the man with the gun go to work. These tin cans ain't got nothing on me. Now for the real show. Want some more? Got a whole heap of lead with your name on it. You're up. Do your job first.
Shut up and move over. That's that. Enough. No time to celebrate.
Sure there is.
what we have here.
A laser security system. Great.
Those things will hurt more than your pride if you're careless. They'll cut you down to size and then some. But I'm guessing you've done this kind of thing before.
Yeah. Figure out the timing of the lasers. Then, make a move when they cycle off.
Exactly. I'll go first. Nothing like a little danger to get the blood pumping.
Hey!
Just keep those baby blues of yours on me. Not too shabby. You're doing good, soldier. Okay, let's see what's up next. And it's more of the same. Come on, now. Pretty easy, right? Nice job, Flower. You okay? Phew. Well, we got that over with. Look. They don't call those things sweepers for nothing. They can wipe out a whole squad in seconds.
Not if you wipe the floor with them first.
Ha! We can take this hunk of junk!
That hunk of junk is a heavy weapons platform. If we rush in, we die.
Is that right?
We need to hit it with magic. That should give us an opening. Call the knight. Deal with that.
Alright! Watch and learn! You don't look so good. Take care of those wounds before you bleed out. Hey! It's not moving!
Let's pin it down. Give it all you've got.
Oh, you don't... Hey, the wackier the theory, the better, in my opinion.
It's on you.
Bundle up. Let's go this shit right here. Go. Don't need to tell me twice. I'm gonna enjoy this.
Probably shouldn't be using Bulgaga for this, but...
Get ready.
I already had you on there. Just to confirm, I am actually going to use assess with him.
Let's make it. Of course. It just had to get back up.
So we knock it down as
What are you, 20-something?
first.
Huh?
Soldier first class. Doesn't go into the 20s.
The hell you talking about? I mean your age, not your goddamn rank. Though for all I know, a soldier's rank could be the same as his age. Mm-hmm. Guess that make you a 1-year-old, huh? Live and learn.
Sorry, this microphone is kind of trash. It's like the default microphone. For my finger, I don't actually have a proper headset. I just have a headphones. Oh yeah, I need to change my materia because this is madness. We do not have lightning materia. So we need the lightning materia. This barrier can be swapped for something else. I guess I don't need this binding materia right now. Let's get rid of that for the elemental, because I figure that everything's going to be weak against this shit. This should be... This is the highest one that we've got. We can do the same thing here. Absorb. It's very unfortunate that HP Absorb can't be comboed with really cool shit. So barrier is... I don't need barrier in multiple characters, probably. What was I planning on doing? That's something I intended to do. I don't remember what it was now. Shit. Ah, elemental. Okay. So we need thunder and our other elemental. We've got the prayer here. Prayer is pretty good. I think I'm fine just leaving that up. I should be fine, probably. Hopefully we won't die to the boss.
That's our target, the reactor core. Gotta set the bomb at the bottom.
Yeah, one of the
Let's get down there.
one of the issues with the way that I think about these kinds of things is I always think about it as like in shop, and so like I can never move away from the idea that what we got isn't necessarily what was intended. And so for me, like digging into what I think these pieces were all for is the way that I interact with this kind of stuff. Because like there are times
More like excited. I've been dreaming about this for years.
Heads up, boys. The end's in sight.
there are a lot of times when I'm playing games where I don't necessarily feel like the game that we got
Not that way.
really
Down the ladder,
makes
dummy.
like works together as one coherent whole. And that's when I start doing, well, what are all these pieces? Where did they come from, and why did they end up coming together in this way? And that ends up sort of flavoring the way that I interact with media just generally. Is I don't like look at media and think. It's almost like I can't suspend disbelief anymore, and I'm not necessarily interested in suspending disbelief.
To the planet's core.
Oh, time material.
That it?
I think part of it has to do with like a fundamental. I'm fundamentally unable to separate the art from the artist and from the artist's intent. That's a thing that I'm just not really capable of doing, and that I don't necessarily have an interest in doing. So for me, as I get older and I get more advanced in terms of my ability to analyze media,
All right.
I become
Let's see
far
if
more
little
interested in the
Stan fully
artist than I
can bite
am in the
hand
actual
that
media that they created. Whoop.
Go on. Do the honors. Prove to me you're the man Tifa says you are. That you're one of us.
Never said I was. I'm just here for the paycheck.
Then do the damn job.
Yallah. Cloud's so lazy some more. You tell to do thing, you do the thing. You put down the bomb, you press the button. Is this so hard? I mean, come on. Worst mercenary ever. I'm just here for a paycheck. Then do your fucking job, Merc. Is Renoa here?
What's wrong?
New theory unlocked.
I'm fine.
Sephiroth is
What
Ultimecia.
about the timer?
Your call, Merc.
We can only set it for 20 minutes.
Pretty cocky, ain't you? You double-crossing!
Heads up.
What in the hell? Hey, how the hell do we fight this thing?
It's got reinforced armor plating, but the internals can be overloaded. Lightning magic.
No other option, huh?
I'm gonna actually cast Haste first.
Should I be worried?
No, when people say shit, it's usually a sign of good things, right?
Hell yeah! You see the damage that did?
Keep it up.
Yep. That's not how you do that.
Need my help, do you? Got anything you want to say? Funny way to ask for help. Hey, ain't there something you want to say to your
So, we can go ahead and cast Thunder. Lightning and Thunder. You can... I'm actually going to save up for a prayer with him. And just keep you.
better win this one for the play?
I do not have the time, so we're gonna with that. Oh, pressure. Perfect. Oh, we're already at the point where we can pray, so let's do it. Do I have... Oh, I have a necessity because...
Pretty quick
I didn't
for
have
you for
necessity.
scrap. Could keep
That was
going
actually quite a lot of damage.
if I heal up. Get off! Don't just stand there. Help me out, damn it! Sure am glad I paid your fortune and then some.
Alright,
You
so
ain't
let's
paid
take a
me
look
yet.
at how much damage this new gun does.
Let's kick it up a notch.
5,000 is not too bad.
The hell is that?
A barrier? Never seen this defense system before.
Sir, thought you were the expert.
So what's your brilliant plan, genius? Bingo! Focus on that core!
Oh, now he remembers. Don't keep me waiting in suspense next time.
Take the lead.
It's my
Is there any
time.
reason to...
Or go down in flames.
If we don't change it up soon, this thing's gonna kill us both.
Less talking, more shooting.
How about let's live with you?
Oh, you have to heal yourself. Also, I should
Need to heal up soon.
Oh Jesus! Oh God, you're dead. So dead. Do I want to just limit the weak point?
Now, hit it hard and fast.
Oh, you're in for it now!
Just
you were
shoot!
so fucked. Oh, never mind, we're fine.
Pushing it.
Yes, it's my turn! Want some more?
Should I summon Fat Choke?
Damn pain in the ass!
Let's do it.
Don't let me down, y'all!
I haven't actually summoned Fat Choke for yet. It's my first time.
Bring in the heat! Give them hell!
Okay, we're actually... Oh, I can't use items on hard mode, I forgot. I completely forgot about that limitation. Okay,
Focus
go ahead and
and find
heal
a way.
yourself, Barrett, while I remember.
Another barrier?
Oh god.
Don't overdo it.
Damn it! This thing is tough!
It wouldn't be much of a weapon if it went down easy.
Don't compliment the giant scorpion!
Don't compliment the giant scorpion, Cloud. How many times do we have to talk about this? So this is actually going to be a trouble for me, because I forgot about an important element here, which is that I literally cannot use items. And on my previous playthrough, I wasn't really using items. This causes the problem that I haven't really been very careful with my mana management, and
See you soon!
Not looking good. Not good.
suboptimal.
Patch yourself up. Oh, I need a breather.
Okay, Cloud's unconscious.
Hey!
On the
You
plus
really
side, I
gonna
can
make
pick
me
him up
deal with this
for
on my
just
own?
7.
Won't last long.
You know what, I'm gonna cast Freedom on Cloud.
I'm putting an end to this shit! I'm counting on you!
I should have used my higher.
Take the lead.
You ain't stopping us!
I should have used you know, I'm actually gonna gas it. Okay.
Double time. Watch the tail. You don't want to be hit by that laser.
What?
So, what do we do?
Don't get hit. Take cover behind that debris.
What? Oh, it does it multiple times.
Now, get in there and do some damage!
I think that's it.
Got some fight left in you.
My turn. Keep it together.
Hit fire! We gonna let this thing keep pushing us around? I don't think so.
I still haven't actually assessed it yet. Oh god.
Could keep going if I heal up.
Well, it doesn't have anything to steal. Should have blocked. Trying to get out of
Hey, it's doing that thing again.
Find cover and hunker down.
Again and again and again.
free time.
I care about a few cuts and bruises, because I don't. It's wide open. Wanna light it up. Bring it home.
Why are you attacking me?
Don't overdo it.
Oh yeah! I've been waiting
Go
for
ahead and do
this.
another prayer.
You're up.
Gotta memorize the attack patterns. Heads up! Tail laser!
I see it.
Then take cover already!
So, unfortunately, if you...
Now, go! Deal with that.
Hunt. During another phase. Same.
Oh, hey! What's it doing now?
Not a repair unit. Damn it. We gotta take it out quicker with the blue.
Oh, I am way ahead of you, Murph.
Gotta time our attacks just right. Hold out until you spot an opening.
Oh. I forgot that there was
It's on you.
there.
You can handle this.
Leg.
Don't let up.
Alright, sleep well,
There goes
man.
another. Now's our chance to do some real damage.
I don't want to do this. No.
Gotta heal up when I have the chance. Not good. Patch yourself up. Your turn. Get ready. That'll do. Damn it. Need to heal up soon.
God, this thing hiring you was a mistake. Quit napping and get your ass back up. Bring in the heat.
This thing has legitimately got a lot of durability here.
Want some more?
So I'm actually going to probably die here. I'm going to wipe because I didn't get enough damage into it during that phase.
Hey, you really gonna make me deal with this on my own?
Apparently the answer is yes.
Hell yeah, bring it on.
I should have used his mana.
Quit napping and get your ass back up.
had plenty of mana. I could have healed up with
Hey, you really gonna make me deal with this on my own?
I don't know if I have enough, I don't know if I have enough damage output to actually kill this thing with just Barret. Because I'm going to be able to push it into the thing again. But, oh, actually I can revive him, I forgot. That's a good time. So we're picking up Cloud.
Gotta heal up.
Nice dagger. And we're going to immediately follow that up with a crossline.
Don't stop now.
You ain't gonna get away.
He's dead. Gets stagger into cross slash, gets the job done. Okay. Whew. Rough times.
Shit, the bomb!
20 minutes until detonation.
I somehow feel like that thing exploding is probably going to be a bigger explosion than the
Damn
bomb.
thing showed you how it's done.
Come on, we've got to move.
Where should be covering our way out?
Okay.
Go, go,
So I was actually expecting to lose there. I forgot that I had the revive available. So being able to pull off that cross slash is pretty clutch. Let's see here. I think we're just heading for the exit now. I don't think there's going to be anything else here. Oh, I'm solo? Okay. So for whatever reason, he's out of the party
Was
now.
never in doubt.
Don't think we'll run into too much trouble here. Which direction is this go?
You okay?
Do I look okay? Help a girl out, would you? My hero.
Hey, we'll link up over there. Look after Jesse.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. It's all in the contract,
Come
sir.
this way. This route should lead us straight to Barret. Probably.
God. It's so funny listening to her voice. The voice actress for this character is the same voice actress as Futaba in Persona 5, and they're such completely different characters in some ways, while both having certain similarities.
Let's go!
Dude, yes. I'm sorry, but inventory full. You're unable to acquire 2 potions. It's kind of interesting that you get potions at all on hard mode, considering on hard mode you can't even use them.
We're running out of time.
Shut up and climb. You're not helping.
Sorry, it keeps me focused. I'll freak out if I don't talk.
Have it your way.
Barret!
I've got you covered. Find us a way out of here.
But then...
Don't worry, I'll be fine. I've got Soldier Boy with me.
X, Soldier Boy.
They're here. Take them down. We don't have time for this shit. The clock's ticking.
Cool it. 5 seconds is all we need. Enough.
The other's away. Gotta get
That was actually roughly correct, I think. I'm actually gonna cast regen on myself. And we are going to stand here at Barret to draw fire away from Cloud, because we want Cloud to be regenning up during this. And have I assessed you before? No. Success. Follow it up with an overcharge. Ouch. We're going to use Maximum Fury. Cloud.
Let's do this.
So
Let's finish this.
I'm trying to preserve my my MP right now. It seems to be going down pretty fast, so I figured I could get away with it. And chop, chop, chop.
No shit. Deal with that.
Need my help, do you? Ah! How'd you like that? Get your ass out of here! Hey, did you see me in action?
Must have missed it.
Mana back.
We're up seeing its first action. Nice. That'll do. See ya. Going in.
And there you have it.
Oh, good. We're really solid on mana now. Or,
Don't
yeah.
even think about it.
Why would I?
All right, watch and learn.
Taking over.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm counting
My
on
turn.
you.
Take the lead. Let's do this.
Sorry, went up. Oh, I was pissing myself about
It's on you.
Yes, it's my
that. There we go.
Hey, patch yourself up. Now.
always did like a job. Never quit, never surrender. How'd you like that?
The
Fuck on me!
having the thing on D-pad is actually very awkward for me now because the way that it's set up.
Hey, hey. Steady.
Oh, I don't know.
Nice fit. I'm waiting.
So, first of all, I'm actually going to use an assess quick because I figured that there's probably some things that I have. Oh my god! That was a lot of damage.
Let's turn this around.
Blade.
I'll hang back.
Okay, let's turn myself back up. I'm taking a lot longer on this one than
Don't overdo it.
Ain't you supposed to be a professional? Get your ass out of here.
Let's go.
Fair enough. I don't think so, right? I think they have to get the box there and Can't we still have like 15 minutes left?
Sir.
But I don't like what they did with this dynamic here. This dynamic, I think, really takes a lot of the heat off of Avalanche, and I don't like that at all. I feel like they've really like softened the plot of this a lot, and like Avalanche are eco-terrorists, right? And making it so that Shinra's the one that actually blows up the reactor takes a lot of heat off of the actions of Avalanche here, and I don't like that at all. Avalanche should be completely responsible for everything that happens as a result of this.
Don't y'all be scared of that explosion, because the next one's gonna be even bigger.
That's a very important line, and I don't think that it's appropriate that they removed it. I mean, it's fine that they removed that particular line. The line itself isn't that important exactly, but they've actually reversed completely.
Can you walk?
If I couldn't, believe me, you'd be the first to know.
I'll take that as a yes.
Okay, that was pretty cool. All right, come on.
That was cool. Completed Chapter 1 on hard difficulty. Booyah! So once we get into the next section, I guess I can go into looking at some of the stuff. Whoop.
Looks like we made it.
Keep pulling
And
my
with
thing up
nothing
here.
but a few scratches to show. Think you might have overdone it?
I followed the instructions to the letter. Maybe it triggered a reaction with the Mako?
Well, let's hope the city's still in one piece.
But the planet's what matters, right?
See, this is like completely like...
I mean, this must have helped some.
After all that, it had better have. Anyway, let's get going. We in Sector 8?
That'd be just down there.
All right then, lead the way.
You got it. Huh. Watch out for live wires. They're everywhere.
What happens if I go back the other direction? I'm gonna see what happens.
Ugh. The air in here reeks. Can't wait to get out in the open.
Okay, nothing back there.
Man, what is that? I've never smelled anything so foul. Oh, it's me. I gotta do something about that. And soon.
Poor Big.
I felt that one in my guts.
They just keep on coming.
We need to get out of this place.
Was it the Mako density? The primary explosive? The blasting agent?
Hey, we can figure that out later.
I'm running on empty here.
You can refuel at the base.
Next time I'll have to bring a little pick-me-up.
How much farther do we have to go?
Not far.
But I don't mind most of the changes that they made, but one
That's
thing that I
about
don't
as good a
like
place
is
as
I
any.
really don't like the
Stand
fact
back
that they
then. I'll
softened
set the bar.
Avalanche so much.
Can't wait
Like-
to see you, Marlene.
Can't wait to take a hot shower.
It's okay for them to be eco-terrorists and for them to not be people that you think of as good people. You don't have
Good
to
to go.
you don't have to think they're the good guys.
Fire in the hole!
Because objectively, they're doing some morally questionable shit here. They're blowing up reactors. And
You sure told those doors.
Let that be a lesson to anything that gets in my
like,
way.
even if you ignore the casualties from the explosion itself, I mean, hey, guess what? Anyone who's in a hospital or relies on electricity, they're gone now.
From the Shinra Emergency Operations Center. Unidentified intruders have detonated a bomb inside Mako Reactor 1. Multiple explosions have been confirmed, as well as ongoing fighting. In response, a disaster warning has been issued in Sectors 1 and 8. Structures in the area are at high risk of collapse, rendering the entire sector hazardous. Therefore, all residents of
No. No way.
This couldn't have been us, could it?
But what if it was?
What's done is done.
Merc's right. It ain't pretty, but we can't stop now. This was just the first reactor, and the planet won't be safe till we get the rest.
Yeah. We always knew this was gonna get messy.
And this is only the beginning.
Y'all gotta look at the bigger picture here. Nothing worth fighting for was ever won without sacrifice. Though you may not be crying out, I know you're in pain, just like the planet. But it's okay, cause I'm here for you, to help take the load off your shoulders. Your fears, your worries, your concerns, and yes, your fees. Whatever your problem, I got you.
So, what's our next move, boss?
That's easy enough. We get our asses home!
Ooh, the treasure chest. Let's get the treasure chest. Is it gonna be more potions that I can't hold on to? We could sell all these consumables that I've got, but that's
We'll
just
split
taking
up
out
and shoot for the last train home. Regroup in the freight car.
use for
Got it?
purpose.
Later then.
Do I have anything?
Hey, I'd like my money now.
You can have it once we're back at base.
Hey, money, money. But you don't carry all your money on you when you go out on a mission?
Yoo-hoo. I don't need to tell you what this is, right?
Of course not. It's healing materia.
You can have it for saving my life.
Just doing my job. Nothing more.
Yeah. Fact is, I'm lucky you were there.
Survival can be a matter of luck or skill. And you can't rely on luck.
Words to live by.
Yeah, well, thanks.
You do know how to use it, right?
You do know what I was, right?
Okay. I was only trying to help.
Do you know who I am?
Before I forget, here's a little something extra for being so brave. That really was the ride of a lifetime. Well, see you on the train.
I wonder if that's for... Oh, is that for setting the shorter time limit? That might be for the time limit. Interesting. I don't think in the original it matters. Like, you can set a harder time limit for yourself, but it doesn't change anything. So... anything interesting? Oh, I still have a thing. I still have a +8 available here. I'll tinker with my weapon setups eventually. But from a practical perspective, most of the weapon stuff seems to be reasonably minor effects that I don't need to worry about too much. Just like, okay, well, get the materia slot, get the whatever base stat you're focused on, and call it a day.
Up here! Look up! I said look up!
So,
Careful up here. This could collapse at any moment. If you want up, you'll have to use those stairs.
You're safe now.
okay, Jesse, thanks. Could've figured that out myself. Free grenades.
Station's intact. What the?
It's fire time. Hey, buddy.
How? He couldn't be. But then...
This is super interesting because if you look at like the fencing and stuff like that, it's very clear that like you have two separate scenes that are melded together here. It's like even a water tower here. But like you've got the bus station, which is clearly from where we actually are, but then you've also got this like hallucination layered on top of the real scenery. It's really impressive.
Wait.
I don't think they needed to slow you down this much, though. It's kind of silly to slow you down this much.
You're not real. You're dead.
I am.
I killed you with my own...
Oh, you need not remind me. It was the crowning moment of our time together. But that was then, and this is now. I have a favor to ask. Our beloved planet is dying. Slowly. Silently. Painfully. Can you bear to see the planet suffer? Cloud. Were the planet to die, so many things would be lost. Your hometown, so bright. The sound of her voice, pleading beneath despair. The shiver of her flesh, yielding to cold steel. That which binds us together would be no more, and I would be loath to live in such a world, which is why I must ask you this one favor. Don't worry, it's a simple thing. Run, Cloud. Run away
and never
You have to
return.
leave. You have to live.
You bastard! Yeah!
Good, Clown. Very good. Hold on to that hatred.
Run, Crowdo. Run away and never return.
I'm seeing things. Fumes from all the Mako, maybe. All right. You got this.
Hello. There's a section over here that I have not explored before. I'm gonna go take a look at it. Maybe I'm not gonna take a look at it. So how the fuck did... How did I get here? I do not remember where this song is from.
What's happening down there?
Family, they're at the station. Can my house be at the station?
I'm getting to the station
Very interesting. So there's certain sections of the map that I can't actually go to.
It is not safe to remain indoors. Please leave your residences at once. I repeat. This is an alert from the Shinra Emergency Operations Center. An evacuation order has been issued to the occupants of buildings in the vicinity of the Sector 8 Expressway. You are advised to vacate the area immediately. The explosions at the reactor have caused numerous ongoing
Man,
fires.
what a
Many
mess.
homes are at risk. It is not safe to remain indoors. Please leave your residences at once. I repeat. This is an alert.
Mom, we want to get our toys. Not now.
Once you're on the street, you'll want to head for the plaza with the fountain. The station's not too far.
Yeah, I find this very curious because, like, I feel like the softening of Avalanche comes at the same time that they show the consequences much more seriously in this one, but they move the responsibility off of Avalanche and directly onto Shinra. Which,
The announcement said to leave.
I don't know, it's like,
So Shinra didn't.
it's a very strange dynamic. We're not going that way.
Don't let the intruder escape.
Security's everywhere.
If you need to ask, you'll never know. That's why.
You are too weak to save anyone. Not even yourself.
Are you okay? Hey, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Here, this is for you.
Huh? A flower?
That's right. It's a gift.
No, it
You
isn't.
know, for scaring those things away.
What things?
Never mind. Think of it as a memento.
Just my luck.
I heard that, you know.
How much?
How much?
Well, that depends on the customer. In your case... it's on the house.
Huh?
This is
Love
two
used to
different
get these
scripts.
When they were reunited.
Look, I'm involved in things. Dangerous things.
I'm
Possibly
sure you
3.
are. So?
So keep your distance.
Wait.
What the? Oh shit! This
You
wasn't
think
charging.
someone's out to get you? Is that what you're all worked up about? Relax. No one's going to attack you. I promise.
Ah.
Hey, a Mako reactor just blew. You shouldn't be out here trying to sell.
Help me! What are they?
Sorry, I need to
Drop
take
your
the notes.
weapon!
Are you blind?
You know, you're right.
Wait!
Nice meeting you.
Sword on the ground! Right now!
Nothing to it.
Can I go? Can I backtrack to these other places? There's materia here. I don't think I killed this the first time.
You're done.
I tend to default to triple slash, since it does seem to do quite a lot of damage. So that's where you get your first HP materia. Okay. It took me forever to get an HP up materia. And I just wasn't sure where you get them. But yeah, it looks like you get it here. I actually ran into it in the store before I ran into it in the other place. I'd found multiple MP ups before I got my first HP up. It was very confusing. This is probably gotta be the thing that I'm supposed to go to. So I'm gonna take a look. I'm gonna backtrack a bit. I want to see.
That bastard couldn't have gotten far! Stay alert!
Don't want to stick around here.
So there's some materia there. Let's go back this way. Right, there was a ladder there. Okay, so we're gonna pop over south. When I was coming through most of these areas the first time I played, I was in a pretty huge rush to get into the plot because I was struggling against the really slow start that you get here to try to
All clear.
get my wife into the plot.
Enough.
I really didn't even manage to even succeed at that until we got to the part with Arab later.
Let's finish this. Let's go.
Power wrists. I think I got this the first time though. I did go to this area.
Just
No holding back.
Box him in! Box him in! Nowhere to run!
We're done.
So parry materia has been improved. With that though.
Target sighted! Target sighted!
That's that.
Shock troopers, press for immediate deployment! Troopers on standby!
The magnify has been improved.
You are clear to engage! Be advised, target is headed for the station!
Try me. I see you.
Is it crazy?
You are surrounded! Lay down your weapon and surrender!
Going in. No more fighting knife. See ya.
Don't let him escape! Give up!
Ground forces engaging target at Pump Plaza. All nearby units converge and provide immediate support. Target still mobile. Support. Proceed to rally point at the station.
So much for the direct route. Find another way. Use the rooftops, maybe.
I'm supposed to go there.
But the rooftops look clear.
Look around. There's a chest there.
Blockades have been erected throughout the area, and to avoid accidents, prompt compliance with officers' instructions is advised. I repeat, this is the cover of the Shinra Emergency Operations.
Okay. 2 grenades. And Nice. It's interesting how it says I obtained potions, but I clearly did not. So, like when I take them out of a chest.
Open fire! Shoot to kill!
Nope.
Close call.
I'd like to take out just no such luck.
Be advised, target approaching residential area. Seal all access immediately.
Target sighted! Get him!
It's all or nothing now.
Don't underestimate him! You deserve to die! Clear! I'll stop you!
Nothing to it.
I see him!
Was never in doubt.
Confirmed. Target has entered residential area. All lockdown is in effect. All units.
Have eyes on the target! You're mine now!
I'm actually curious. I wonder if the movable medals are going to be used for more stuff on hard mode. Because I got all of the important items with movable medals in the first playthrough.
Not bad.
Get the bastard!
$41. Well, moving's pretty fast.
Grenade out!
Air intensity just skyrocketed all of a sudden from the AC. Nice burst of cold air.
Enemy combatant, you have been warned. Surrender yourself to public security immediately. You have nowhere to run.
You're done. Let's finish this.
Oh, this thing's almost dead.
Second win. See ya. Let's go.
End of the line, punk!
I'm gonna enjoy this.
Are you now? Because nobody with a shield showed up on your side, friend. I feel like this is gonna end very badly. Oh, there's that.
That's that. It's over.
Think you can keep up?
Enough.
You're down.
It's over.
So, unfortunately, I did not actually get... Oh, Jesus Christ.
Shit. Gotta be careful.
You're gonna cry.
Hit like a truck. gonna see if I can,
I see you.
Okay, so that's not a good idea then. I might have just killed myself, actually.
Okay. Ain't dead yet.
One head off there. Oh, I can tell you. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't actually know his good attack pattern because he went down so fast in the original, but...
Right.
One of the issues that I find very annoying about the way that enemies work in this game
Steady.
is that they tend to turn on a dime.
Here we go. That's it. Let's do it.
Also cast a barrier.
Bring it. I'll end this.
And you can see there what I mean by them turning on a dime. It's like, this guy's just standing here facing away from me for so long, and then he'll just randomly be just instantaneously facing me. I honestly don't think that Square Enix is actually very good at handling, like, mixed combat systems. They don't tend to do a great job of making the mechanics work very well. So, like, look at how much that guy managed to turn. He basically took his attack animation and it went completely, I'd say, not quite 180 degrees. It was about 160 degrees of turn that he managed to do. During the animation. So, like, it doesn't matter that you're behind them when this thing happens, because they can just transition their momentum to anywhere they want, or anywhere they need to, which is, in my opinion, not a very strong way to handle this kind of a system.
Let's do this. All right. Yeah. It's on now.
HQ, this is Sector 8, Unit 2. Target is surrounded. Moving to secure.
Wait! I know that.
Like, coming in from a game like Dark Souls, it's hard to transition into a game like this. Now, admittedly, Dark Souls gets to have the iframes connected to the dodge rolls, which I hesitate to say helps, but it certainly helps the player, and can cover up for some of the weird idiosyncrasies.
No need to assume the worst. I'm sure he's fine. You saw him in action, didn't you? Guy's a soldier. Goddamn one-man army.
You think he's a keeper?
Michael.
But yeah, I did not bring the assess material along on Cloud, so I didn't assess the huntsman there.
What the hell you been up to, huh?
Giving public security the runaround. That's what. Had to draw them away from the station somehow.
Nicely done.
Well, can't argue with results, huh? What?
Poor Barrett.
Wait. Got a question for you all.
What?
Ever been attacked by an invisible enemy?
What?
Wearing robes. Came and went like the wind.
Thought they were invisible.
They were, at first. Only saw them after she grabbed me.
A new Shinra weapon, maybe?
More like a panic-induced hallucination.
Never mind. Forget I said anything.
Suit yourself. Come on, let's move up.
A lot of people here.
And in the freight car, too.
Because of the evacuation order, maybe?
Lucky us. We've got a crowd to hide in. Head for the front of the train and hold there.
Due to an explosion at Mako Reactor 1, an emergency schedule is now in effect. Your understanding and cooperation is appreciated.
Thank you for your kind understanding.
Look at the chest.
Shiny objects.
Ooh, 100 gil. That is exciting.
Stop that right now!
Cramped.
Behind all this.
Man, everyone's on edge.
Of course they are.
Hey, Cloud.
Why would anyone
I,
do something
gone
like
to
that?
If you're about to unburden yourself, don't.
Yeesh. You don't make it easy.
Wait, where is it? Got it. Thank goodness.
What was he gonna say anyway?
Hey, got a sec?
Caught the perpetrators yet?
You're, holding up pretty well, huh? Even after what we saw at the station and all over Sector 8?
I'm a soldier.
Wow.
You see,
My
daughter
hands
now
are still
lives in
shaking.
Sector 8,
You
so-
get used to it.
Something to look forward to. Or maybe not.
Should have never gotten out of bed this morning. Just called in sick.
Little help, Cloud? Please?
I'm sure Sector 7 was
Barrett?
too.
Nah, Shinra wouldn't let that happen.
I can't stop thinking about it. The bomb I made shouldn't have produced an explosion that big.
Yes, it should
doesn't
have.
make any sense.
Yes, it
The
does.
explosion triggered a reaction with the Mako. You said so yourself.
That was my first guess, but shouldn't a reactor have fail-safes to prevent that kind of thing? You mentioned invisible enemies back there, right?
Right.
No. I'm just looking for excuses for something that was clearly my own fault. Gotta own up to it if I'm gonna learn from this and move on. Thanks, Cloud. You're a good listener.
Excuse me. Okay.
Be stupid.
Yeah, the slums need power too.
What kind of maniacs would go so far as to bomb a reactor?
They've yet to announce it publicly, but I heard it was Avalanche's doing.
Really? Aren't they the terrorists who tried to kill the president?
Is there nothing they won't do?
Hey, quit talking out your ass. Everyone knows Avalanche only cares about saving the planet.
Just who do you think you are?
A law-abiding, concerned citizen.
Law-abiding? Really?
Shh. I'll antagonize you.
In my humble opinion, that explosion was a message. A message to the bastards bleeding our planet dry. Think they got it? Heard it loud and clear? Y'all's masters?
We will not submit to intimidation or violence, but work together for peace and prosperity. That is how civilized people change the world.
That's right.
That is the Shinra Creed.
Them's fighting words.
It's what we believe. We all have to follow our conscience, don't we?
We should go.
Right.
That scene is new to this one. The original is much more. It's much less damning to Barrett. Like Barrett in this, that's not. It's a stupid thing to do, and it does not reflect well on him.
Shinra creed my ass. We're the good guys, damn it.
Are we
You hear
though?
that, Sue? Shinra creed
Are we
my
though?
ass.
I'm pretty sure we're eco-terrorists. And, like, it's fine to, you know, be like, you know what? The world is more important than all these people that are going to have to die because it turns out that we're sucking this fucking life energy out of the planet. Right? That's fine. But at the same time, like, you have to recognize that you're not the good guys. You're, if anything, you're anti-heroes, right?
Personally, I find visual aids make the dull stuff a lot more bearable. If it helps, think of it as an initiation rite.
How many times do I have to tell you people? I'm not...
There's such a thing as playing too hard to get. So, here we've got a wireframe model of the great
I
city
do
of
love
Midgar,
Jesse in this.
complete with massive steel
love it.
plates suspended 300 meters above ground level, atop which stands a shining beacon of civilization. The whole system is sustained by the Mako reactors, which feed the insatiable appetites of the public.
The train will be passing through an ID checkpoint shortly.
This here is the train's route. As you can see, it'll take us around this main pillar. Look, we're about halfway through it now. They've set up a checkpoint here to scan the IDs of all passengers heading in and out. Date of birth, residential status, criminal history. All that and more is automatically cross-referenced in their databases. Public security wouldn't have it any other way. Heads up. Don't worry. Our IDs are impeccable. What'd I tell ya? Have a little faith. Won't be long till we reach the bottom. Relax.
Take a good look. It's because of that great big pizza in the sky that people down there gotta struggle to survive. Shinra sucks up Mako while the soil turns to dust, the air fills with smog, and the flowers die.
Then leave and don't look back. That's what's always worked for me.
Well, that's all well and good.
You quitter.
If you're only out for yourself. But the folks down there don't have the luxury of choice, you know.
That actually fits better than the original.
There's only one way it can go.
Like that conversation works a little bit better in this one than it does in the original. The original is it's like an awkward interaction between them, where it feels like what Cloud is saying and what Barrett are saying are kind of talking past each other to a degree. Home sweet love.
Hey!
Still alive?
Over here! Oh, you guys!
Damn straight.
Daddy!
Oh, sweetheart.
I'm glad you're home!
Don't worry, I'm fine.
Thank goodness.
Knew it couldn't be that bad. No way.
Hot damn, we are good!
Yes! Bombs detonated 1, members lost 0.
And one step closer to a brighter future.
Hell yeah!
Guys! Lower your voices, huh? People are listening.
Right.
Now get some R&R. You've earned it. Just be ready for the next mission, all right? See you soon. At 7th Heaven. You know, where Tifa works. Don't keep her waiting. She'll worry.
Office still there? How are people here taking the news?
It's actually a really weird way to phrase it.
What are we even doing here? No
It's not really where Tifa works, it's her business that she runs. Let's see here. So, whew, there's a lot of extra SP. So we're accumulating SP pretty quick now. And how much do we have to accumulate before we can... We only need 50 more. I think I'm going to just start stockpiling for now.
Train service?
Hey, leftovers are for kids only, Johnny.
I feel like
It's good to be back, man.
Doesn't look like I can even use any of these yet. Like I can't buy anything from the shops, it looks like.
I've never seen anything like
So what time it is? It is 7:30. Thinking it's been a couple hours. It's starting to get pretty late. So I think I'm going to stop things here for right now because chapter 3 I think is pretty long. So I'm going to stop things here for now, and then we will continue on next time into the next bit. So yeah, so that's going to be it for right now. I might start up again later. It depends on later today. That is, it'll depend on how things go tonight and what kind of stuff is up. But we will be continuing through this game. I'm probably going to try to finish it up within the next few days. Finish up the hard mode. I am probably going to try to do all the side quests again, as well as doing all the other stuff that I can. But yeah, that's going to be it for right now. So thank you everyone for watching. It has been a pleasure to stream for you today, and I hope to see you all again next time when we will be making more with the murder.